Breaking. Dub Nation, things just got real. After an off-season full of silence, rumors are finally heating up again around the Golden State Warriors, and this one is straight up wild. Insiders are talking up the idea of trading Jonathan Kuminga for DeMar DeRozan. Yep, that DeRozan, the mid-range king, one of the most consistent scorers of the past 15 years. And right now, this might be the most legit chatter we've had all summer. Now look, I know what you're thinking. DeRozan? In 2025? Really? But here's the thing. As much as he's not the MVP caliber dude he once was, the guy can still get buckets. And in a system like Golden State's, where we need efficient, controlled scoring and insurance if anything happens to Jimmy Butler, this might actually make some sense, especially considering Butler's physical load. As one insider put it, what happens if Jimmy pulls a calf or something, misses 2 or 3 months? You'd want someone like DeRozan ready. That's real talk. But let's back up for a second, because this is all connected to the same soap opera that's held the franchise hostage all offseason. Jonathan Kuminga. The dude's a restricted free agent, and the front office still hasn't locked him down or moved him. And at this point, it's pretty obvious. Kuminga does not want to be here. He's made it known behind the scenes for months now. He sees himself as a star, as a future #1 option somewhere. That's just not happening in Golden State, where it's still all about Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond, and where you gotta earn your touches. So here we are. The Warriors are the only team in the entire league that hasn't signed, traded, extended, or moved a single piece this summer. And it's all because of this Kuminga standstill. The Kings have been circling, and while a deal isn't close yet, insiders are saying we could see movement mid-season if things don't shift soon. The idea? Flip Kuminga for someone like DeRozan if the timing and health lines up. But that's where things get messy. Because as much as this trade might help Golden State in the short term, it's a disaster for Kuminga. Sacramento is not the spot. He'd be walking into a team where Zach LaVine, Malik Monk, and Domantas Sabonis already eat first. He'd be just another athletic wing with potential, buried again behind established scores and still fighting for touches. So if Kuminga thinks this is his ticket to stardom, think again. This might just be a lateral move. Different jersey, same bench energy. And let's be real, from the Warriors' perspective, this is kind of a desperation pivot. They missed out on all the other free agents, they let Looney walk, Clay is gone, and now they're thinking about DeRozan, a 35-year-old with no guaranteed money past this season, as a fallback? I get it, man, I really do, but it screams we're out of options. And yet, even with all that said, it's still more action than we've seen in weeks. And for Dub Nation, starved for any sign of movement, this might actually feel like progress. A flawed option is still an option. And right now, Warriors fans are just desperate for direction. Because if we're being honest, this franchise has felt like it's been stuck in molasses since the season ended. No signings, no real public updates, and Steph Curry now dropping subtle shots about the lack of help around him. And it's true, time's running out. He's 37, he's still playing elite ball, but he won't wait forever. We're already burning through his final years. Every season like this one, with front office indecision and stalled negotiations, is another shot at a ring wasted. That's why this DeRozan rumor hits different. Not because it's perfect, it's not, but because it finally feels like a response. Like the front office is finally waking up to the fact that you can't win championships standing still. And if Butler goes down, if Kuminga won't re-sign, then yeah, maybe a guy like DeRozan is exactly what we need. A veteran who still brings buckets, doesn't need the ball every play, and can slide in when it matters most. This ain't the trade that brings a parade back to the Bay, but it might be the one that keeps the window open just a little longer. And right now, we'll take that.
Let's talk basketball for a second. Real, on-the-court basketball. Because the idea of DeMar DeRozan in a Golden State uniform, it's one of those trades that doesn't make headlines, but could quietly make a huge difference. And I know a lot of Dub Nation is split on this. Some say he's too old, some say he doesn't fit the Warriors system, but let's stop and really look at it. DeRozan may not be the flashiest piece, but the man can still hoop. We're talking about one of the most polished mid-range assassins in the last 2 decades. He's still good for 20 points a night, still hits clutch shots, still gets to the line, still draws double teams. You cannot leave this dude open from 15 feet. And you know what that means? floor spacing for Steph and Jimmy. It means less wear and tear on Curry having to create every bucket. It means someone else who can slow the game down and get a clean look when the offense stalls, something we missed a lot last season. Now, is he a three-point shooter? Nah, never was. But that's not what we need from him. We've got Steph for that. We've got spacing from other wings. What we don't have right now is a second-tier scorer who can operate in the half court when everything breaks down. You can't expect Curry to always save the day, and you sure as hell can't rely on rookies or inconsistent bench guys in a playoff series. Derozan gives you that stability. And defensively, let's keep it real. He's not Jimmy Butler. He's not clamping anybody on the perimeter. But you don't bring Derozan in to be your lockdown defender. You bring him in to buy time when Jimmy's out, or to light it up off the bench in spurts, depending on matchups. Imagine a lineup where Steph, Derozan, and Butler are all on the floor at once. That's IQ, experience, and shot creation stacked together. That's a playoff-ready trio. And the contract? That's the beauty of it. Derozan doesn't come with a 3- or 4-year baggage. His deal isn't fully guaranteed for 2026-27, which means it's low risk, high reward. If it works, great, you extend him cheap. If it doesn't, you move on, no long-term cap pain. Compare that to chasing a younger star who'd cost picks, players, and money, and suddenly, Derozan looks like a smart bet. Now, emotionally, I get the pushback. This move doesn't scream contender. It doesn't feel like the bold, dynasty-style decisions we made when we brought in KD, or even when we traded for Jimmy. It's not sexy, it's not viral, but here's the truth. Those kinds of trades aren't on the table anymore. This team isn't in that phase. We're not adding superstars, we're adding survivors, veterans, playoff-tested guys who can hold the fort when injuries hit or when young guys falter. And in that sense, Derozan makes perfect sense. He's a vet who's hungry, a guy who hasn't won it all and would fight like hell to do it with Steph. He wouldn't demand the spotlight, he wouldn't mess up the locker room, he wouldn't need the ball every possession. He'd just do what he's always done. Score, quietly, efficiently, when it matters most. But here's the deeper part that hits hard as a fan. This move means the Warriors are finally admitting they need help, that the run-it-back approach is over, that the Kuminga waiting game is done. This would be a front office finally acting like it hears Curry's message loud and clear. We need more. And even if it's not a blockbuster, it's something. It's forward motion, it's urgency. And that's exactly what Dub Nation's been begging for all summer. So yeah, it's okay to be cautious. It's okay to wonder if Derozan's the right guy, but don't underestimate the value of a player who's still averaging 21+ points, knows how to play under pressure, and can give you a legit playoff rotation piece today. That's not nothing. That's exactly the kind of depth this team's been missing. Bottom line, if this trade's on the table, if all it takes is moving Kuminga, who already wants out, I say you do it. You shake things up, you stop wasting time, and most importantly, you stop wasting Steph's final window.
Let me say this loud and clear. If the Warriors really have a chance to land DeMar DeRozan for Jonathan Kuminga, and they're hesitating, then somebody in that front office needs to get checked for a pulse. Because we are done playing the waiting game. We are done pretending that internal growth is enough. And we are done wasting Stephen Curry's final years on maybe, might, and could be. DeMar DeRozan is not a savior. He's not a superstar anymore. But you know what he is? A solution, a weapon, a real option. And when you've got a roster with this many question marks, aging vets, rookies, inconsistent role players, and a fragile timeline, you don't wait around for the perfect answer. You move when you've got a real one. And Warriors fans are feeling that hard. You scroll through X, Twitter, every other post is a fan melting down over the Kuminga situation. We see it all. Why haven't they signed anyone? What's the plan? Is the front office asleep? And honestly, I don't blame y'all. This offseason has been the definition of stale. While the Nuggets retool, the Wolves get deeper, the Spurs stock up, the Thunder load their chamber, and the Rockets go shopping, we've done nothing. We've watched Looney walk, we've let Clay go, we've sat in complete silence while our championship window inches closer to shut. So now here comes a real move, one with playoff experience, low financial risk, and instant scoring, and we're hesitating because of what exactly? Because Kuminga might be a star in 2 or 3 years? Because he might develop into something more? Come on now. We played this movie too many times. This isn't about giving up on youth. This is about recognizing what time it is. And right now, it's win or go home time. It's Curry's twilight. It's Draymond's final stand. It's Butler's body holding up just long enough to give us one last shot. And Derozan fits that timeline. He doesn't need a 5-year plan. He fits this plan right now, today. Let me put it this way. If the front office truly believes they're contenders, then they've got to start acting like it. That means being aggressive. That means making tough decisions. That means stopping this weird obsession with waiting for perfect situations that never come. Because let's be real, Kuminga doesn't even want to be here. He's been over it for months. So why are we clinging to him like he's the next Kawhi? Let him go. Give him the opportunity to grow somewhere else, and you go get someone who actually wants to compete with Steph for something bigger than potential. And for those saying Derozan is washed, nah, that's lazy. The guy just averaged 21.4 points per game on good efficiency, still hits his spots, and still draws defenders every time he touches the ball. You put him next to Steph and Jimmy, in a system that actually values ball movement and basketball IQ, and suddenly the guy looks a lot more dangerous than people think. But beyond all the X's and O's, here's the real point. This trade would show fans that the Warriors are still serious about winning, that they haven't rolled over, that they're still willing to take a swing, even if it's not perfect, even if it's not flashy. Because real franchises make bold decisions, even when the answer isn't obvious. And right now, the fans are waiting. Curry's waiting. Jimmy's waiting. And Dub Nation, we're tired of waiting. So here's my call out. What do you think about trading Kuminga for DeMar DeRozan? Would you rather keep the youth or go all in with the vets one more time? Do you believe DeRozan still has something left in the tank for a title run? Let's talk about it. I want to hear everything. Drop your takes in the comments, sound off, don't hold back. Smash that like button if you're done with front office silence. And make sure you're subscribed to Warriors Nation News. Because if this trade goes down mid-season, or if another name enters the mix, you already know we're breaking it first, reacting live, and calling it as it is. This ain't just about a rumor. This is about respecting the moment, respecting the core, and respecting Stephen Curry's greatness before it's too late. Let's get loud, Dub Nation. The front office needs to hear us now.